Vice Chair, what's your reaction to the fact that the banks are taking this fight a notch up with a lawsuit against the Fed, their regulator?
I think it's a little surprising, maybe more than a little surprising. But I think obviously the fact that the statute of limitations was looming was a precipitating factor in this. If it weren't that, I imagine they would keep in dialogue with the Fed. The banks have been upset about the capital requirements. There was a big brouhaha, as you remember, about the Basel Endgame, as it was called. Yep. There was a lot of TV advertising. The banks were being aggressive. The Fed, I'm a long way from being an insider at the Fed, may not have been as responsive as it usually is. The Fed is usually very willing to dialogue with the banks. Maybe in this case they got their backs up for some reasons that I wouldn't know about. It's possible. This will work out. I can't imagine that this will actually go to court and have a legal. I think they'll settle.
I mean, the Fed in its own statement yesterday said that they were making some of the transparency changes in light of some of the recent legal rules. They didn't say what, but we've had the Chevron Act, right? There have been some changes in administrative rules that have potentially given the banks more confidence on a suit like this to question the legal veracity of the agency making these rules. Ultimately, how do you think it goes down inside the Fed?
Well, the Fed is not happy about it. And lots of the regulatory agencies are not happy about throwing out the Chevron precedent. I've written about that myself. I don't think it's a great idea. I mean, where do we want to have these rules actually made? On the other hand, the Administrative Procedures Act, it's very, very detailed. It has a lot of requirements that have to be met. The Fed is usually assiduous about meeting crossing every T and dotting every I. I don't know if they missed some this time. It's possible that they did, in which case they'll need to correct it. But as I said, I'll be very surprised if this actually goes to a judicial decision as opposed to the two parties reaching some kind of settlement.
Alan, I'm thinking about Fed oversight in the larger picture, taking the stress tests into consideration and other things too. Do you think the Fed has a good read today on what's really happening inside the banks? And I think about 2008, how the misses were rather large in that regard, and even more recently with SVB and the collapse of that institution itself. Has the Fed gotten any better in understanding what's actually happening within the walls of these institutions?
I think you could say, this sounds slightly paradoxical, but only slightly, that the Fed has gotten better, but not good enough. The financial system, and by the way, it's not just banks. Let me leave that aside for a moment and stick to banks. The financial system inside banks keeps getting more complicated, and the Fed is always playing catch up. That was true 25 years ago when I was on the Fed. It's certainly true now. More important, I think, which is outside your question, is what's going on in non-banks, where the Fed has very little jurisdiction and very little view inside the institutions. They know a lot about what's happening at JP Morgan Chase. They don't know a lot about what's happening in hedge funds all over America or all over the world. They know something, but they don't know as much as you might think. I mean, you brought up the 2008 crisis. A great deal of that, I would say way more than half, happened outside banks, where the Fed never mind that the Fed didn't do a good enough job in the run-up to that, which is true. The Fed did not do a good enough job. But never mind that. So much of it happened outside the legal purview of the Fed.